So I don't think we'll race down here. Stick to my usual 45-ish. I think we'll do a little circular route today, taking in a few of the nicer parts of the Cotswolds in this part of the world. Ooh, goodness me. Oh look, furry cows. Aha, pedestrians. Don't usually see many people down here. On the left you can see how neat that wall is. It's beautifully done and topped with a cement ridge. And then on the right is the polo ground. And on this wall on the right, by the sign for the polo ground, I once came past, and this is a few years ago now, the two princes were sat on that wall with the ginger nonce before he turned into a complete idiot. And insulted everybody, really, in my view. Anyway, that's where they go over there on the right, play their jolly polo. I suspect all of this is part of the Prince of Wales estate. I think you can generally tell by the state of the walls. If everything is perfect, then it's his. This is Western Burt now. There's an arboretum here, huge arboretum, which I've never visited. I've got a mini arboretum of my own, so it doesn't compare to about 1,000 acres, but it's tiny, but it's mine. Apparently they do all sorts of good things at the Christmas time, which is in a month's time. One reason why I like this bike. It's comparatively light, really, for a nearly 1000 cc's. And of course I remember when the first blade came out, and of course this has got the Fireblade engine, and it was phenomenal when it first came out. That would be in the 80s, I guess. I mean, it had the weight of a 600 with a 1 litre engine bolted in. This one is detuned, but I was talking to somebody about it who'd had a 919 Fireblade, and he said the Hornet had more mid-range. So yeah, it's possible, because the blade, I think it's got about another 15 horsepower or so, maybe 20. And it was good for 160 then. And this is supposed to be well, it is way behind that, but it does surprise me actually how quick this thing does accelerate in the lower speed ranges. I mean, you can tell the difference between this and the Hayabusa when you're in the sort of 80s. And if you open the throttle when you're doing 80 on the Hayabusa, you hit 100 in, well, no time flat, and it'll just keep going, which I haven't done. The acceleration is weird on the Hayabusa. At most bikes, you know when to change up. You know, you just get that feeling, oh, if the valves are about to bounce, it's time to change into second. It doesn't happen with the Hayabusa. You stop, you change gear because you feel you've got to. The bike just would keep going. Everyone should try one once. As I say, I might not be hanging on to it for too long. I just thought I'd better try the Generation 2. I'd had the Generation 1 for quite a time, and the 2 is far better. Although it is more vibratory. Always seems to happen when you bore an engine out. It's like all the British twins. They tended to be designed to be 500s. And then they bored them out to 650s, and then they became more vibratory, and then they bored them out to 750 and they became totally vibratory. And then had to revert to silliness, poor engineering practice, to rubber mount the damn things, like on the Norton with their ice-elastics, which was, you know, what a balls up. As an engineer, it peeves me. You know, that somebody should have just put a balance shaft in it. From a design point of view, it's not difficult. Would have required a bit of work on the crankcase castings, but not much. They could have put a forward balancer on it and did away with all that isoelastic nonsense. And the 750 Triumphs, I mean, my goodness me, they are vibratory. The better ones are the ones in the lowest state of tune. Obviously you lose out on performance, but can't have it always, can you? Little bit of traffic about, not too bad. Of course, this is Tetbury we've been driving through, which is where, well, it's Prince Charles' local town, and where Camilla lived before they got married. She had a house in Tetbury, not too far from his place, as you would. Three-bed homes available for the price of two-bed home. On that sign. Well, in Tetbury, the price of a two-bedroom home is going to be pretty stiff.